Hey you guys, it's Ani. Happy Friday. Intending this is gonna be a great day for you, a great weekend for you. Like always, I always say that, and I always intend that the video resonates with you. You guys, today's gonna be a good one, just like all the others are. But there were so many success stories from my clients this week. Like I don't even know where to start. I'm going to share bits and pieces. Today, I'm not going to share a long success story because I feel like there's just so much I want to share with you throughout the whole week, throughout each and every client's breakthrough. I've been taking notes to share with you guys in today's video so you can apply everything we talked about, everything I've talked about with them so far. And I've just been getting I've been taking in all the tips and things that I think that will resonate with you guys, things that I wish I knew way back when I was manifesting. So stay tuned. I also am going to talk about why you have triggers. I've mentioned this in many videos before, but in this one, it's going to be kind of a different take. Why you have triggers and what to do and what not to do going forward if you're manifesting just anything, pretty much money, SP, third party out, whatever it is that you're manifesting. We're going to be talking about certain things that may come up for most of you, fears, doubts, triggers, worries, and how to kind of navigate through them. I first want to say thank you so much. Like, I'm always so grateful and thankful for all of you watching, all of you liking the video, all of your amazing comments. I made a short recently, but I saw a comment from last Friday's video that someone said, like, Ani's like literally the truth, no BS with her. Every time they watch my video, they always take something new from it, and that they feel like I actually I'm getting downloads and just channeling them through, which is such a compliment. I do feel like that sometimes. I don't talk about channeling so much because it's a long topic. Maybe we can talk about it in another video if you guys like downloads and channeling. I do get sometimes, even mostly in coaching sessions, one-on-ones, like specific messages I have to tell the client, like specifically that's going to resonate with them and that's going to help them go forward in their journey. So many people are like, oh my God, like, how did you know I need to hear that? How did you know that's like my breakthrough moment? So thank you for noticing. Thank you for acknowledging. Like, I appreciate how beautiful and amazing our viewers are. Let's talk about stuff, you guys. So this last week, so many clients I've been working with, so many course clients as well. A lot of my clients, you guys, even my one-on-ones, I've mentioned this before, but they take the courses sometimes in between seeing me. Some clients see me every month, some clients see me every 2 months, some clients see me every week. So there's no like whatever they're comfortable with, right? But in between, so many of you guys take my courses and get success before you see me the next time, which I love. And I always talk about this. I'm going to talk about it because it keeps happening. But recently, one of my clients that has taken my money course, she manifested. So her old SP's coming in, a new SP's coming in, as well, talking about marriage and all this and all that, and she's just like, whoa, like, wait a second. But the most amazing thing that happened recently with her is she wanted a bump in her salary. She actually, there's another client that just popped in my mind that I'm going to talk about too. So this client wanted a bump in her salary, and she was working on the money course. She didn't know how, she didn't know where, like, the route would be, what route it would come through, the money. She was thinking maybe raise, maybe promotion, maybe something, right? Logically, how we think we'll get money, right? And she was like, Ani, you'll never guess what happened. My job, because she wanted to kind of work less and get paid more, right? And that's an affirmation I always tell my clients to say. I always work less and I get paid more, right? And she was working on it in the course, in the money course. And she was like, Ani, you'll never guess what happened. My company, the company I work for, created a specific position just for me, so I don't leave and I stay in the company and I fulfill that position, and I get like way more money than I've been receiving. And she's like, I didn't have to go and talk to them. She's like, I didn't have to confront anyone about it. She's like, I didn't have to like, there was no ultimatum. There was no like, oh, I'll leave if you don't give it to me. There was nothing like that. She was like, I was doing it all internal. I was just changing my mindset. And she's like, I was consistently changing the way I see things and my perspective, and the limitations that I would have prior, changing them up going forward. And she's like, the course helped me so much. And I always mention this. You guys don't have to take anything like a course or a session, even if it's not with me, with anyone else. But one thing I do want you to know is the same you that created the circumstances is not the same version of you that's going to live the desire. It's still you, obviously. It's still you. You're still it's the powerful self. But the version of you that created the circumstances and the lack situation in your life can only create more lack and more circumstances. That's why we change our programming in our mind to now be in the desired result. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, you guys comment down below. So I'll give you another example. I had another client this week that told me, she was like, Ani, I needed a session in between. And she was like, I was panicking, so I went to a different coach, not someone on this channel. And she's like, that coach told me, you don't need to do anything. I'm not going to give you any homework. All you have to do is face your fears. And that client was like, I was lost. I felt lost after that session. Like, I kind of was panicking when I went to that session, and I left panicking because I wasn't really given like direction. And no offense, I don't even know who it was. No offense to any other person, but the problem with just telling someone like, just face your fear, like you don't have to do anything, you don't have to reprogram. The problem with that is the version of you that's in the fear doesn't know how to address the fear. The same version of you that created the circumstances isn't the same version of you that's gonna live the desired outcome, because the thoughts, feelings, emotions, assumptions are completely different. When you're in lack and when you're in a different mindset, you're in a different parallel reality. That's why we talk about reprogramming the mind. A lot of people know, like Dr. Joe Dispenza. A lot of you guys know about Abraham Hicks. A lot of you guys know about Neville. A lot of you guys know like Eckhart Tolle, right? So many like teachers talk about reprogramming the neural pathways, changing the assumptions, changing the version, the identity, the self-concept. The reason for that is just that the same you that manifested the third party isn't the same reactive version of you that's going to get the third party to get out or get your man or get your woman or whatever. The same version of you that manifested lack in money is not the same version of you that's going to manifest abundance. You are the same person, but your programming internally has to change. For some people, that change happens very quickly. That they are very easily grasping that they are unlimited. Anything can happen in any second. Anything's possible. And then there's people like me that intellectually, I understood everything. There wasn't a book I hadn't read. There wasn't a technique I hadn't tried. Intellectually, I understood everything. And way back when whatever information was out there on YouTube, I was taking and taking and taking and taking and taking in. But even though it was clicking intellectually, I wasn't really changing me. Like my perspective about manifestation was so like optimistic. I was so optimistic. I was such a positive person, right? But when it came to the situation and the circumstances I was viewing, or so many of my clients go through this too, and I help them break through it, is it's almost like you just get a dopamine effect from taking in all this information and you understand it all intellectually. But when it comes to applying it consistently every day, you don't do it or you don't know how to do it. That's why I would never tell someone that's in a lack state or that's in circumstances that don't serve them to just go face your fears. Because you can still face your fear. You can still break through that fear. You could go face it, right? But you can come back and think the same way about the same thing. You can come back and have the same perspective about the same people, same assumptions about the same people, same assumptions about your relationships, all men, all women. We all have set assumptions, right? And it takes a while. I'm not going to say it takes a while. For some people, super quick. For some people, takes some time. It's fine. For me, it took some time, but I don't regret any of it because everything I went through literally led me to everything I ever wanted. Like, and it made me so much more calm. Like, that's why don't worry if you're going through a roller coaster. Like, if you're going through a roller coaster of emotions or you feel like you're going 10 steps forward or 10 steps backwards, don't worry about that because you're always going forward, even if it feels like you're going backwards. Like, look at the person you are today. Look at the version of yourself you are today. Are you the same person you were a few months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago? No, you're so much more different in handling situations now. You're probably handling them less reactively, or if you are handling them still reactively, you now have a big, like, you're expanded, your mind's expanded, you understand that there's solutions to things like this, right? So never underestimate like the journey you go through. It's never trying to hurt you, but always understand that don't always look at this as quick fixes. Like, why isn't it happening for me yet? Like, I should have gotten the text already. I should have gotten the raise already. Because all these success stories you hear I shared, they all felt that way in the middle of their journey. Everyone feels that way. You're human. You can't help but feel that way. As you're going from a more reactive person to a more non-reactive version of yourself, things like this happen. That's fine. That's completely fine. I just totally forgot that I forgot to say get your drinks, get your snacks, you guys. So get your drinks, get your snacks. You guys. So she manifested her company to create a job for her when that company didn't have that job available at all ever in the history of that company. They didn't have that position. Now they do, to fulfill her needs and so she can get more money. Don't ever doubt your desire. Don't ever doubt that you can get your desire. She didn't know how this was going to happen. All she knows she wanted it. All she knew is she wanted this. And she, in the middle of it, felt lost because she didn't know how it would happen. She had ideas, but she didn't know exactly when or how it would happen, and the position was opened up for her. The same day I talked to that client, I talked to another client that was manifesting more money the session prior to us meeting. So that was like 2 weeks ago. We were talking about manifesting money. 2 weeks later, this week, she told me that her boss talked to her and soon she'll be getting a bonus, like a random bonus, and then she'll also be getting a Christmas bonus. So her current bonus is going to be $2,000, she said, and then Christmas is going to be $5,000. So she was manifesting more money and she just got this told to her. Like, you guys, again, you are like limitless. Your universe is trying so hard to show up for you and to prove to you how worthy you are. Do you allow it though? Do you allow it? Do you practice prioritizing you? Do you practice keeping promises to you? Do you focus on your power and how things have played out for you so far in your favor? Or are you focusing more on lack? Are you focusing more on the triggers? Are you focusing more on what you don't have? Because again, the version of you that started with the circumstances and created the circumstances isn't the version of you that's going to get it. The version of you that created the circumstances is the anxious one, is the worried one, is the one that doesn't trust in themselves and in their power and in this universe. The version of you that is going to receive is the version of you that believes that all things are possible and has a little faith in the unseen. You practice a little faith in the unseen. How do you practice faith in the unseen? By not constantly trying to control your manifestation moment to moment to moment to moment. You're not actively trying to control. Control means lack of faith and trust. Manipulation means lack of faith and trust. Letting go and having fun, not knowing how or when, but still allowing the how or when to reveal itself to you without trying to manipulate the situation is the version of you that's going to get it. If you need help with this, like guided help, each person's different, you guys, but if you need like more help than these videos, if you're trying to manifest your SP, I suggest the Master Your Mind, Manifest Your SP course. If money and abundance course. If both, the bundle. But I can't stress enough, like, how much consistency is so important. You're already consistent in the version of you that got you into lack. Let's be real. Tough love. I'm gonna be tough with you right now. Okay? You are already consistent as the lack version of you. The version of you that created all these circumstances and worries, doubts, fears, and emotions. And maybe that version of you doesn't keep promises to yourself. Maybe that version of you doesn't prioritize yourself, or you plan to do something, but you don't follow through because you just decide not to prioritize yourself. That version of you is your probably dominant version of you. The reactive part of you, the skeptical part of you, that's all dominant. If it wasn't, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. You probably wouldn't be even like taking in manifestational content. All of us start off with more of a lack version of ourselves than a trusting, powerful version of, like, we all have intellectual knowledge of it, of our power, but the heavier side of it is the skeptic. Okay, so what does this look like? Why is it so important to stay consistent? The reason it's important to stay consistent is because you want the dominant version of you to be the more trusting one, to be the one that isn't rushing to manipulate situations. You want the dominant version of you to be the one that when someone says something and it triggers you, it doesn't shake you, because you know that what you're staring at is old news. You know that what you're staring at can be changed at any moment. So we're not always going to rush to react. We're not always going to be that shakeable person. We're going to be unshakable. Okay? That's what you're aiming for. That's why consistency is key. That's why we reprogram ourselves. Because, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. The reason we're doing that is because what got you here is not the same person that's going to experience the desire. Your desire will come when you're more calm, trusting. Your desire will come when you're more applying the knowledge rather than just taking it in and then dismissing it later. Don't let that dopamine effect of you just listening to information stop you from actually applying it daily and consistently. What does you choosing yourself look like? What does you being consistent look like? Again, you choosing you prioritizing you keeping your promises to yourself, you choosing not to react and to actually change the way you see it, your perspective, change the way you assume things going forward. Start applying the basic knowledge of people are not trying to hurt me. The universe is not trying to hurt me. I challenge you. This is this Friday's challenge. Going forward, you're not going to react to things the same old way you do. You're going to react to it, reminding yourself, people are not trying to hurt me. Universe is not trying to hurt me. So if this is the case and I'm the only one with free will, why am I hurting me? Why are you hurting you? I'll tell you. Oh my God, I feel teary. Like I feel like I'm getting a download again. Why are you hurting you? Because self-sabotage is a real thing. Whew. I feel like I'm talking to the old version of myself. You guys, you're hurting yourself because you may not believe that you're powerful. You're hurting yourself with self-sabotage because it's a way to keep yourself safe. You're trying to keep yourself safe by not fully keeping the promise to you to change your perspective. You're trying to keep yourself safe by not maybe keeping promises, applying your knowledge. You're not being consistent because it's safer to be where you've always been. It's just safe. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for just staying safe, because sometimes safe is causing your downfall. You need to take the risk. You need to take the risk and push through. Push through. Teach your subconscious mind who comes first. You come first. Teach it throughout the day, moment to moment. Teach it by not reacting the same old way to your specific person, not reacting the same old way at work, not thinking the same old way at work, not thinking the same old way, oh, the third party's never going to leave. Change your perspective. When you think, oh, this is never going to happen, you're not tapped into your full potential of the brain. You're reacting in your old dominant lack state. You're not out of the lack state yet. You're just thinking, oh, it's never going to change. Change the perspective so it can change. Change the way you just reacted to this thought so that outside can change. It's a moment to moment thing. It's not like a one and done deal. That was like weird, you guys. I felt so weight off the shoulders type of feeling saying that. I don't know, whoever needed to hear that, comment down below if that resonated with you, please. I want to mention one more thing, you guys. I have a long success story to share with you soon. It's about one of my clients. She did the self-concept course. She coached with me for many, many months. She had an SP that had a third party, and it was as if it would never happen for her. Like, that's how she felt. Every single session was tears and stress, and every single time she would get triggers and feeling like, oh my God, it's never going to happen for me. Third party's never going to leave. This person's never going to choose me. Every time she would go to that person's place, she would see evidence of the third party. Oh, they were there recently. Like, it was like crazy circumstances. It's just really long, and I'll share it with you guys soon. But I just wanted to add that in there because I feel like I did talk about a lot of money in this video, but everything I said in this video applies the same. It all applies the same, whether you're removing a third party, you're finally getting the commitment you want, whether you're manifesting more money, a new position in your company for you to fulfill and you to get all the bonuses and raises. All things are possible to you if you can dedicate yourself and stay consistent with changing the perspective constantly. You need to do it consistently because you are already very consistent in your lack state of mind. You're very consistent in the lack state of mind. So you need to now be consistent in a different perspective so your external world can push out different events, different experiences, and you being chosen. One thing I want to mention, I don't even know how long this video is. I don't know if we went over 30, 40 minutes at this point. I'll see at the end of it. But I don't mind even talking to you guys for hours. But one thing I also want you to take from this video is your triggers are guides. I'll talk about this more in next Friday's video. Your triggers are your guides. Stop dismissing them. Stop trying to brush them under the rug. Stop trying to suppress them. Your trigger tells you what deep down is really hurting you. So if a trigger is a third party, or if a trigger is you not being taken out as much, SP's not taking you out to dinner, SP's not planning things for you, and you're being triggered, like even if a success story triggers you, that not chosen thing within is guide. It's a guide. So you observe your surroundings and watch what does trigger you. Be self-aware. When something triggers you, don't take it as, oh my God, I need to get rid of this feeling right now. No. Actually take a moment, take a deep breath, and watch what it is that you're feeling, what caused that feeling, and what's the root cause. Is it not being chosen, not being prioritized? You don't feel worthy or deserving. You don't feel like you'll ever get this person because you're not powerful enough. It's a deeper thing. So never dismiss it. Triggers are there to help you. It comes up, so you deal with it. And you deal with it, you navigate through it, and it'll come up less and less going forward, or it won't come up at all. Same thing with purges. I talk about purges so much in my videos. If you guys haven't checked out my other videos, check them out. Same thing with purges. Let the purge happen. Let it come out. We're no longer suppressing things anymore. Let it come out. Let it be the once and for all thing that happens. It's kind of like a resurrection. You're resurrecting. The old version of you died, which is fine. The old version of you died because the old version can't be in this new reality of you getting what you want. The lack version of you can't be in the reality of you getting what you want. The new version of you can. The receiving version of you can. So go through the transformation. Go through that alchemy. Resurrect. Become that new version. A lot of people say, like, okay, yeah, we're born. We're alive when we're born. I forgot the saying. Or no, it's not you're alive when you're born. Or is it? Or you, crap. What I'm trying to say is we all awaken when we're born. But if you're lucky enough to be pushed to this knowledge from whatever circumstance brought you here, you're born once again. If you can stay true to you, and if you can listen to the inner voice that even pushed you here to find out about your power, you're born once again as the new version of yourself, letting the old version of yourself die and stay in the past that created the old circumstances. Now the new version of you that's born gets to reap the rewards. And in between, sometimes we grieve the old version. That purge sometimes feels like grieving. But regardless of the circumstance, it brought you here. I'm someone that in the past, it had to get really bad for me to want to change something. I was super stubborn. Like, I wouldn't care if 100 people went through the same life lesson and I saw each and every one of them go through the same lesson. I wouldn't take that as advice. I would wait for something to happen to me, to feel on my own skin, go through the freaking heartache, and then I would wake up and change my ways. So if you're anything like me, it's okay. Sometimes universe or God or this force brings you to this knowledge through kind of shitty circumstances. But it's okay. Because now that you're here, the new version of you can only experience the best. And that's where we're going to get you. That's where I'm going to get you too. Okay. I Love you guys so much. If you are interested in any of my courses, links are going to be in the description box down below. If this video resonated, please comment. Let me know. Thank you so much. I forgot about, if you watched last Friday's videos, I was talking about, I'm going to get my nails done and I'll show you in next Friday's video what it is. So I got French, you guys, but I will say this, I was so close to getting red or nude. Like I couldn't get it out of my head. Red or nude, red or nude, red or nude. And then I just had this super strong feeling to get French. So if you are manifesting French, comment down below. But I still felt the thought transmissions of the others. So you guys, the contest is still going on. Win a free coaching session with me. There is a link to a free course down below in the description box. It is about finding your blocks. It's a free little course. All you got to do is put in your email in there and you're automatically entered to win a free 1-hour coaching session with me that we will announce very soon. So stay tuned. But if you want to take my guided courses, again, links are going to be in the description box down below. I will see you guys next Friday. I hope you take up the challenge I mentioned previously in this video. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys. Have a happy Friday, amazing weekend. Let me know all about it. Even if you come back to this video on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you tell me how great your weekend is, I love it. I'll see you guys. Bye.